Hi, guys. Let me see here. So, hi, everybody. I am so happy that you are hopping on. Can everybody hear me? Actually, I'm going to take these off. Okay. Can you guys hear me? All right. So I just want to make sure I can see your chats and everything. So, there's quite a few of you. Hi, guys. I had a meltdown yesterday. I had a really hard day yesterday. And I wanted to come on and talk about it because I think that sometimes, we get so caught up in this business and making money and selling things and trying to find things. So we spend all this time trying to, get our life together and have a successful business. And especially with me, I live with these chronic illnesses. Yesterday, I ended up at the emergency room, which was a really big bummer. I missed my friend's party. And this week has just been really tough for me. And I think, so many of you guys follow me because either you follow me because of my reselling journey, or you follow me, because of my autoimmune diseases, or you relate somehow with the chronic stuff. I just thought that it is so important I always think it's important to share all the sides of this, because if you don't, I think it's just fake. It's not, if you're perfect all the time or you're happy all the time, like, you guys, that's not real. But so many people portray that on social media and on these sites. So I thought yesterday I was at the emergency room and they did a horrible job on my IV. And it's very painful. I don't know what the heck they did to me, but I asked her not to go in there, and she did anyway into that spot. So I thought I was having appendicitis. So that's why we went to urgent care first. She sent us to the ER to have more tests done. And I found out that my endometriosis doctor this week is moving to London at the Cleveland Clinic. I found our washer and dryer, our washer stopped working. Our flight was canceled. It took 12 hours to drive home to the lake. But you know what? Yesterday I was laying in the emergency room all by myself because Aaron had to come home and let the dogs out and feed them and stuff. And we really don't have any family here to come hang out with me. And I didn't really want to alarm anyone until I really knew what was going on. But, I was sitting in the emergency room and I was thinking about how upset I was about my situation. And I was standing outside waiting for Aaron to pick me up after they discharged me. And I saw an ambulance come in, and they had a man in there, all strapped to a gurney. He was bleeding. I mean, clearly he had been in some kind of a horrible accident. And, I beat myself up, and I don't compare myself to other people, but there's a point where you're like, I really wish that I had my old life. Like, I really wish that my body was different. But then you see things like that, and there was a woman in the emergency room also who was being admitted to the psych ward. She was all by herself there. And, so as hard as I think that it is living with a chronic illness, and it takes a toll on you every day. And yesterday, it was a terrible day. I came home, I cried. I was asking, Aaron, why he even loved me, because I am not who he married. I mean, it was just a really, really emotional day yesterday. And what I want you to know is those days are okay. Having those days are okay. I went to sleep, I ate some dinner, and here I am today. I listed shoes, I took pictures, I had my dryer fixed or my washer fixed. And I'm just trying to make do, with my situation. But when your life gets turned upside down, regardless of if it's, I've lost a bit. If you watch any of my other videos, there's one where I talk about how I lost my business and I was betrayed by someone. We moved away from all of our friends and family. We've had deaths. When you think about all of these things that happen, you have to put it into perspective, and you can't compare it to, well, people have it worse than me, because that is true. While that is true, there are people who have different or worse or for better. You have to live with we all have to live with our situation and our, we have to make it what we want it to be. And that's why I started that Instagram channel. And that's why I've started this YouTube channel, because as hard it is for me and as frustrating as for me, I have learned over the years of doing this to make accommodations for my health, despite the fact that I still overdo it. I still do things that I necessarily shouldn't do, because I want to get stuff done. I want to be like my old self. And you guys are the best. And everyone that's watching, I only share this stuff to help others. For me, yeah, sharing this is a little therapeutic, but I want other people to know that they're not alone. And reselling is a great way to make money when you have a chronic illness. It's also very challenging to manage everything and do it full time and not get burned out or exhausted. But if I can do it, you guys can do it, and we can all get through it together. So I say all of this to tell you to know that you can take charge of your life. You have the power to change certain things in your life. I can't go back and change that I don't have an autoimmune disease or chronic migraines or a hysterectomy or endometriosis, or I can't physically make those changes, but I can change my mindset towards them. And it's okay to have the feelings that I had yesterday. Like, I don't ever want anyone to feel ashamed for having actual emotions about what they're going through. I've been doing this for years, and it gets better, and then it goes backwards, and then it gets better again, and then it goes backwards. And that's just how it's going to be for the rest of my life, because there are days where I feel like Superwoman and I can do a million things. And there's days like yesterday where we end up at the emergency room, urgent care. I get this guy, and that's the way it's going to be. But what I can do is share these thoughts with all of you. I can share this inspiration. If I can be of an inspiration to you, know that it's okay to cry it out for whatever reason. But at some point when you cry it out, you have to pull yourself back up. You have to be able to process it and then move on. It's really, really difficult when you can't move on or you can't change your mindset regarding this stuff, because it will hold you back. There are so many creative things that we can do in making our lives our own, that it doesn't have to fit into a square box of normalcy. We can make this life our own regardless of our situations. I had a single mom growing up. I haven't talked to my father, and I can't even tell you how many years. Most of my family is deceased. I just, it's hard, But we move on, right? We pull our bootstraps up and we, I don't know, put on our pink lipstick. And you got to pull through. So I had a meltdown. It's okay to have a meltdown, but you got to get back up. So one of the things that I think that I have become super resilient and gritty at doing over the years, since I was a kid, I can remember, you know, I've learned a little bit more, but I don't sulk. I have my moment. So if you think about it, have your moment, have your cry, and you have that release that just comes over you, like after you've cried it all out. Like it's just like this relief that just goes into the floor once you have your, it is a meltdown. I mean, there's nothing wrong. After you have your meltdown, right? And then you need to take the time to process that and say, okay, this sucked really bad. Here's what's happening. And how can I take steps to move forward within the parameters, within the deck of cards that I have? How do I win the game with the cards that I have? And sometimes you don't win. Like yesterday, I did not win. Yesterday was a terrible day for me. It was people's. It was worse than other people's. But, I didn't lose my finger in a firework accident yesterday. So I guess that's the plus. So anyway, I hope that this helps a little bit. I hope that just knowing that you aren't alone and that, even though I have this following and I am creating this amazing community, that you're not alone. And I try to be as authentic and transparent and real as I can be. I'm not sure how much, I don't know. That's true. There is a positive. You just have to view it as a positive. So, yeah. So anyway, I thought I would come on and chat with all of you. I think it helps to get it all out too, to like purge it all out of here. So anyway, what's going on with you guys? Hi. All right, I'm going to read some of the chat here. Let's see. You guys are so sweet. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I knew you would make me feel better. Oh, but that's so sweet. You guys are great. I just did a video on Poshmark titles, not to totally change gears, but I did because I've been seeing so many crazy titles on Poshmark, and some of you gave me really great feedback about the shorter videos. So I'm going to start doing some more like less than 5-minute tutorial videos. Oh, I'm so glad that it's been helping you. I've also been sharing a lot of other people's stuff. So if you see me share your things, it's in my news feed and I'm seeing it and I'm sharing it. So I try to share my own stuff first, and then I go in and on the computer with my little flamingo mouse and I share other people's stuff. If you're not on my email list for the data course, many of you know that my husband is the data guru, and we created an online course for data. This is the last weekend to get it before we close it down and revamp it. So we're going to add all the new Poshmark reporting and some new stuff to it. I think it's going to be really good. So the link is in the description of the video if you're curious, interested, any of that stuff. I'm trying to find a time where I can go live more consistently so we can like hang out. If you're going to eBay Open, come find me and Julie from Casa Chic at the Cosmopolitan. there's a link in, I don't know if it's on my bio. If you want to come, go to my Instagram, Boss Lady Resale, in that link, or I can add the link to if the Eventbrite. It'll be really fun. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. I'm so glad that you guys are all on here. At first I was like, well, maybe I'll be on here by myself, but you guys are great. All right, guys. Well, that's my little motivation. You guys have any questions while I'm just chilling here? I need to finish my laundry since I got my actual washing machine fixed. But I'm happy to answer any questions for the next like 5 or 10 minutes. Anybody? Cool. Nobody has any questions. That's all right. Sometimes you just need to listen. Sometimes you just need to hear it. I think it is more important on Poshmark to have followers because they are shopping your news feed. So I think that is better. I don't follow very many people, and typically I don't because I want to shop from people that I follow. So when I follow, it's usually people I want to shop from, because otherwise your news feed is just filled with people. So that way I hope that I can see people's stuff that I want to shop from. Do you have any recommendations of reseller that are mature? That's a loaded question, Billy, because, oh, you're okay. Well, Billy's wife. That is a loaded question. You know, I have enough stuff going on in my life that unless I'm going to be a member of one of the Bravo Housewives shows, I'm not really interested in all the drama. I don't really get it. I'm here to teach you and help you and motivate you and lift you up. I'm not here to drag you down or manipulate you or do any weird stuff like that. So, there is a lot of drama lately, and I'm not really sure. I don't really get it. I have better things to do. I don't know. I just kind of stay in the Bexa lane. I think it's better over here. I know. It seems to be that we're rare, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand. I've never understood people that need all that drama. Yeah, so there's a bunch of reasons that people put things in bundles. So I typically bundle stuff if I want to see how much it's going to cost if I wanted to buy all those items, or I bundle them and keep them like a shopping cart. So when I am ready to buy, all of those likes are bundled together in one spot. Some people just bundle one item because they're looking for other items in your closet to buy, and maybe they don't find anything. So they basically abandon your cart or abandon your closet. Abandon your cart is what they would say in the e-commerce world. So there's a lot of reasons that people bundle. And then they don't buy. Let's see. Any problems with Goodwill or other thrift stores as a reseller? I think that the Goodwill has started to raise their prices. We did stop at a Goodwill on I-80 on the way home, and pretty much everything in there was less than $3. So I think that the Goodwill is great, but there's definitely other alternatives out there. especially now with these charity shops popping up and consignment stores. Make sure you're signing up for all of their newsletters and email addresses. That way you'll get notified. Like I know when my places are having sales because they text me. And sometimes I go off the beaten path. So you think you might not find stuff there, but they get shipments from distributors. So all of the stuff that they have in there is not strictly donated items at a lot of these thrift stores. So they get, they're literally used clothing distributors mailing out boxes all over the country of used clothing for consignment stores and thrift shops. So, if you go out of the beaten path a little bit, typically the prices are a little bit lower. You might not find as much, but you'll find good stuff at a better price. So, all right. Yeah. If you've ever been to Norris Lake, it's absolutely beautiful. It's so clean. The water's so warm. And it's really, in Tennessee, it's very, very nice. That's our new annual family vacation spot with my nephew, because my brother-in-law just got a boat last year. So, I know I abandoned my cart too. Amazon. Have you ever filled up your Amazon cart in the middle of the night, like you can't sleep, or bought it all on accident? I've done that. Let's see. I don't sell boutique items, and my personal opinion of boutique items, I believe that Poshmark is making money double on those. They're making money on the wholesale sales, and then they're making money on the actual sales of the items on Poshmark. So if you were going to sell wholesale clothes, I would look into seeing how you can make your own connections, buy them directly from the source. I hate to downplay people's businesses on Poshmark. But when you can get them, it's a little bit more work. You have to do more research. But when you can get those things yourself, you end up making a lot more profit in the long run. Yeah, Savers is insane. So, the thing about Savers, ours is called Unique. Savers purchased a large thrift store near my house, and it used to be really amazing until Savers bought it, and then they jacked up all the prices and ruined my store. But you have to dig at Savers. So they miss a lot of stuff, but you almost have to go item after, like one item at a time, combing through them all. It's very time consuming, but I find really good stuff at Savers. And they are ones that I think they're their own distributors, and I think they send their clothes to other thrift stores, their shoes and that kind of stuff. So, and just be aware that Savers is a for-profit company. They are not a nonprofit. I know it says like a certain percentage of their sales go to charities, but in fact, they are actually a for-profit company, and they make a lot of money, like a lot of money. No, normally they just don't want to wait on me because I have so much stuff. So I try to go over to the side, go through my stuff, fold it up, take it off the hangers, and hang them at the fitting room for the girls. They know me now. They know I'm going to be in there buying a million things. So, and I'm nice to them. So sometimes they give me like, hey, this is over there. So make sure you're nice to everybody at the thrift stores, because it could be really beneficial to you. All right, let's see. Oh, I know. I have never met so many people in my life that have accidentally made purchases than on eBay. Like, did a memo go around to the entire world that says they'll cancel your order if you say your drunk cat ordered the monkey spatula on your account? I don't know. I really don't get it. Oh yeah, their cat bought it. That's funny. There are some really cute, the boutique items seem cheap. I actually, at Posh Fest last year, they had a few of the vendors, and the stuff looks really cute. I can't vouch for the quality of it. I haven't purchased anything, T&J Designs has really cute stuff. Their sequin skirts are really, really adorable. So, you know, there are things out there to get and sell if you wanted to do that. I know, Unique, they ruined Runique. Ruined Unique. Let's see. So I know Savers on 50% off day here is a madhouse. And the first time that I went was a couple years ago. It was either the 4th of July or Veterans Day. And I waited in line to check out for an hour and a half. The lines were wrapped all the way around the store. And I said I would never go again. So hi, Lindsay. Thanks for stopping by. At least Goodwill is actually a 501c3 company or nonprofit, whereas Savers is a for-profit company. So at least I feel that the Goodwill does have their own, you know, services they offer, and they do try to do things in the community like job training and things like that. Savers is just like, hey, pay us $15 for these used Banana Republic pants with period stains in them. I mean, it's disgusting, the stuff that they put out and the prices they put on it. All around, it's gross. Actually, yeah, too. In Ohio, everyone is nice and people aren't suspicious. But in Washington, D.C., it's like, I have to be in my zone. What can you do for me? That's what I feel like people talk in Washington, D.C. It's very rigid here. You have 50% off every Monday? That's awesome. So our store has 25% off on Monday and Thursday, I think. I don't know. It's one of those days. But they used to have, the other thing with Savers that really has made me mad is they used to give you coupons for 20% off and 30% off of your whole purchase. And now they're only doing it for your up to $100. So I actually have 42 coupons that I can use. Yesterday, on Monday, Tuesday? No, it was Tuesday because it was Senior's Day and they kept ramming my ankles with their carts. Seriously. But I made them do three separate transactions so I could save $60 because otherwise I would have only saved $20. So let's see. Yeah, some of the Goodwills, you know, they're starting to pick them up, you know, clean them up a little bit. I've actually used the bathroom in several of them around here. Bladder surgery really forces you to not care where you go to the bathroom. So I will go anywhere, everywhere. It's probably what I would imagine feeling like pregnant. Like when you just have to go, you have to go. So, you're welcome. You guys are so welcome. Good afternoon. I'm thinking, oh, I'm glad you guys, you know, I'm trying to branch out my videos too. So there's a whole bunch of things that I have in the pipeline, which I'm pretty excited about. So I'm going to be hiring a virtual assistant who's going to help me do some things online. Oh, I love you too. You guys are the best, seriously. I'm just going to log on and we're going to chat because you guys are all so awesome and so sweet. Is anybody here going to eBay Open or going to Posh Fest? Will I see you there? I'll be at both eBay Open and Posh Fest. I've been transitioning a little bit away from eBay, mostly for simplicity's sake, but that's what my virtual assistant will do is cross-post my Poshmark listings too, because posting on Poshmark is so much easier than posting on eBay. I decided that it was taking me too long to cross list on everything. And since I was banned from Mercari, I don't have to worry about listing on there anymore. So I'm really just going to focus my listings on Poshmark and on eBay. I'm also going to be reducing the number of reseller boxes I'm selling every month. I was getting to the point where I was selling 50 a week, but I think I'm going to go down to like 10 or 15 a week, simply because I have all these other projects I want to do, and keeping up with the boxes has been getting really challenging. So I want to still help everybody with their inventory. And the reason that I started doing those boxes was not to do mystery stuff. It was more to help other people get inventory that don't have access to the kind of stuff that I dig for it. So I'll still have the boxes. They'll be available on my website at BexaBossLady.com/shop. The link's also in the description, or you can buy them on my Poshmark closet, but they're cheaper on my website because I don't have to pay Poshmark 20%. But if you're more comfortable buying on Poshmark, or you want to use your Poshmark balance to buy them, that's why I put them on Poshmark. I'm one of the ladies so basically I started doing the reseller boxes, and then I noticed other people started doing reseller boxes. And then I noticed even more people started doing reseller boxes, which I think is great. Please don't get me wrong. I believe that there are plenty of people that we can all help. Just make sure that the boxes that you're buying are not people's stuff that they couldn't sell. Which I've seen, and I've had a lot of people that come and buy mine. They tell me they've purchased from other people that they ended up being not good items. Now, I am the first to admit that mine have not been perfect. When I was, like I said, when I was selling 50 boxes a week, I definitely made mistakes, but I tried to fix them as quickly as possible. I think I went above and beyond to fix any mistakes I made in those boxes, and I haven't really had any issues in the last couple weeks. So definitely changing some of the ways that I was sourcing, changing the way that I was, reviewing everything and cleaning everything and boxing it up. So, it just took a minute to get my groove and find that process. That's one thing that I think people, especially, in general, we underestimate the importance of a process. And the more you can build a process into your business, whether it's reselling or Amazon FBA or just side hustling in general, the more that you create a process, the faster you become, the more things you can do, and you become more profitable. So for me now, I have listing shoes down to a science. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to clean them, take pictures, put them in the bags, store them. I'm doing exactly the same thing. All of my pictures are the same. I'm trying to make sure that it's consistent and they're all the same way. So, making sure that you're following some sort of guide or method, whatever you want to call it, that, you get the item, you put it on you mark it down, you clean it, you steam it, you take pictures. Having that process and knowing what you're going to take pictures of, how you're going to take the pictures, what items are you going to steam or clean? What items aren't you? Once you get that routine down pat, and it's okay to change it. You don't have to say, this is my routine, and stick with it. I think it's important to try something and then figure out if it's working, time yourself, or just see, what I was finding is the way that I was bringing the stuff into the room and then looking at it and listing it and then putting it back. It was very discombobulated. It was disjointed. And so once I started trying different things, it became much more seamless. My husband knows, you bring the bag up, put the shoes here, I enter, like, everything gets done. I have my I can show you. No, that's not it. So I bought a couple purses and I didn't have my notebook with me. So I just took the tickets from the purse, the price tags, and on the back I wrote what it was, the dimensions of it. And then when I list the pictures up, it'll all be, I have the information, all the information I need here. Otherwise, I do like a sheet. So I have a daily planner that has really outdated dates on it, and I just rip out a page at a time. And then I come back and I list them. I just drag and drop the photos and I list them from there. I mean, the only reason I do the reseller boxes is because I've had so many messages from people that they're disabled, their children are disabled, you know, they can't find things to sell, they can't work because they have chronic illnesses. And I really wanted to be able to provide a service to people for this purpose. So for me, it's going out, it's finding what I hope people think are good stuff. I find stuff that I would sell in my own closet, and then, you know, sending it off to people for them to resell. I would not do resell boxes as a living or a business. You'd have to do a huge quantity of items to actually make a decent amount of money on them. I mean, some of the items I'm putting in these boxes could sell for over $100. And I mean, I could definitely, if I had the energy and if sourcing wasn't exhausting for me, plus listing, I could list all of them myself. But the reason I chose to stop doing that is to kind of take care of myself a little bit better. Oh, Gretchen, I'm really glad that my videos have helped you. That's obviously the goal of them already. So yeah, you can yeah, we're just chilling, Sean. Ask away. Let's see. So it's so easy to create a listing on Poshmark. I typically list all of my items on the computer. I take my phone, I hook it into my computer, I transfer the photos over, and then I simply drag and drop them. And then that way the pictures are there. I type it out on my computer and it's done. Yeah, I think your cat's dead, Sean. I'm not sure. Let's see. So for the boxes, I go and I buy so here's some boxes behind me. I go and I buy everything that I can find in the store. And then I come home, I go through it, I wash it. Some of the stuff I dry clean. So if it's really nice stuff, like Kate Spade things, if I can get it for a good price, I will wash it or dry clean it, depending on the price. And then what I try to do is see how this box over here isn't closed up yet. There's not enough items in there. And so I try to make them a good mix assortment of them. So they're like not all jeans, not all tops, not all dresses, but I can't control how much of each item I buy at the store. So I combine my trips during the week and then I make the boxes. So that one has some jeans and some yoga pants in them, but I need some like tops and dresses to go in there. So I'm trying to make them a variety of items because I think it's boring if you just get a whole box of tops. You know, someone is saying I should do men's clothes in DC. So yes, I do find lots of beautiful men's dress shirts and suit coats, but I don't like steaming them. I don't like taking pictures of them. I hate measuring them. And I find that the blazers are slow movers simply because I think they all end up getting tailored. So most people tailor their blazers to their body, which means the measurements for a 44 regular might really be different than an actual 44 regular off of the shelf at the store. So, you know, I I think that there is a lot of money to be made. I prefer to sell men's shoes over, and men's stuff sells decent on Poshmark, but it definitely doesn't sell as well as the women's. Oh no. Yeah, the boutique. I just have a hard time with the boutique stuff. I don't know. Yeah, you know what I always would buy, and then I started changing were jeans. One time I bought a pair of jeans, they were like a size. I mean, I have a short inseam, and so I actually would prefer to buy jeans that are already hemmed because then I don't have to pay the extra 15, 12 or $15 to get them hemmed. And don't tell me to hem them myself because I'm not going to do that. So I'd rather have them be like a 28 inseam for me. Actually, I don't even know what my inseam is. I just take them and they pin them. But if I could buy them already hemmed, especially when I was working in an office and I had to buy dress pants all the time, I mean, that would be ideal. The other thing is if you find things like, you know, I actually love selling blazers, women's blazers. Women typically don't get the blazers altered as much as the men's do. So a lot of the times, like a large blazer is a large blazer. J. Crew blazers sell really well. I really, the actual like Tahari or Ely Tahari, they actually sell well. There's still people out there that wear suits. They have jobs that they have to wear, you know, court people, attorneys, lawyers, politicians, whatever. There's still people out there that have to wear skirts and suits to work. So I've sold quite a few of them on eBay and Poshmark actually, but it seems to be that they sell faster on eBay. I'm not sure why, but they do. Yeah, you know, the medical stuff is very frustrating for me. It's with anything in life that, like I said, you know, is difficult or major change. On my own gym, I weighed like 125 pounds. I was super fit. I had a ton of friends. I used to go to charity events. Like my life was totally different about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, actually. And I really try not to live in the past. But it creeps up on me sometimes. It really does. You know, or it's anything like, you know, like Lindsay said she bought a bunch of boutique stuff and she lost some money. I mean, it's an expensive mistake. Yesterday we went to the emergency room and spent a bunch of money and they didn't find anything. So now I have to go back to all of my doctors and figure it out. You know, it's sometimes the expensive or the very difficult lessons are the hardest to learn, but you learn the most from them. I'll tell you, anything that's painful or sad or challenging, you think you learn from those. If you don't live in them and you don't let them fester and you learn from them and move on. It's funny, my husband and I have very different views on failure. So I believe failure is two things. I believe failure is when you fail at something, but you stay in that failure. So you become obsessed or fixated on that thing that didn't work out. To me, that is failure, or that you never even tried. Those are the two only reasons that I believe that someone has actually failed. I think that people too often call themselves failures or believe that they failed or beat themselves up for failing when they're truly learning experiences. Every moment of our lives are learning experiences, and it's how we take them and utilize them for the future that actually make them successes. So sometimes our biggest failures can truly be our biggest successes. I feel like I read that some self-help book, but it's true. And, you know, if I didn't get sick, I wouldn't know all of you guys right now, because I probably would never have started that channel. I wouldn't be reselling on a full-time basis. I wouldn't have a chronic illness. I wouldn't be supporting all of you. I would probably still own my gym, and I would be doing that, and it would be fitness stuff all day, all the time. So without me, you know, without me reinventing myself, and trust me, it took a while. I mean, it took a lot of blog names, a lot of possible Instagram names. And I just wasn't mentally prepared to move on yet. I wasn't mentally prepared to utilize what is happening to me in a positive manner. So I think by making this video, I think by sharing all of the ins and outs of my life, I think that sharing the ups and downs is a therapeutic for me. It allows me to get it out there, but it also helps you. So, you know, had that not happened, I wouldn't be able to help others, and I wouldn't connect with everyone. And I really wouldn't have been able to follow my passion that I love of reselling. I've been doing it for so long, and I actually thought about starting an eBay business a long time ago that was just like a full-time business, and I never really got the courage to do it. So without this, there are lots of things that have come with it. You know, my husband and I are closer than ever. But there's a lot of things that I lost. I had a miscarriage. I can't have a baby. And please don't tell me to adopt. But you know, you lose things, and it's up to you to process it and move on. I can't emphasize that enough, that it's okay to have the feelings, but you have to process them and take that step forward. You know, let's see. Okay, so yeah, if you don't have a chronic illness, imagine having the flu on and off every other day. Like, imagine your worst headache, your worst cold, you know, your worst something, and then imagine it just coming and going like every couple days. You never know how you're going to wake up. And it definitely is anxiety provoking, and has contributed to depression for me. The anxiety of never knowing how I'm going to feel every day, the anxiety of not even being in control, just not knowing if, you know, we go on vacation, and, you know, we were just on vacation and I spent a whole day and a night in bed with a migraine. I don't want to do that, but I have to be able to do that. I mean, I can't. If I would have pushed through that, it would have been worse, and it would have ruined the whole trip. So I had to take that day for myself. And those are hard pills to swallow when you're having fun, you got a boat, it's beautiful weather, you only get to see your nephew a couple times a year. I mean, it's tough, and I was really sad about it. But I knew that if I pushed through it, it was going to be worse for me in the long run than what was happening right then and there. So let's see. Okay, so how does the data course work? So it's on a platform called Teachable, and it goes through modules. It shows you how I do my barcoding system, my inventory system, how to use the data, how to enter the data. My husband goes through videos breaking down Google Sheets, Excel, that kind of stuff. The course will close on Sunday, July 8th. So you have a couple more days. The link's in the bio of this video to get it. And then we're relaunching it in a few weeks, but you'll still have access to it between then and now. And we're going to add all the Poshmark reporting. I have some other content I'm going to add to it. So whatever the course, if you go on now and use the promo code YouTube, you'll save money on it. And then that price you get to keep for eternity. So all of the updates, any content we add, you'll be able to access on the course. So that's how the data course works. Snoozy, you're welcome. All right, let's see. Yeah, Jennifer, so they didn't even offer me a Tylenol yesterday, which I thought was interesting. I didn't necessarily need anything, but nobody even asked me if I needed any pain medicine. Oh no. Diana, I hope your back gets better soon. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that that people can do. I can honestly tell you I've tried it all. I've done keto, I've done low carb, I've done paleo, I've done autoimmune protocol, I've been gluten-free, I've done oils, I've done vitamins, I've gone to homeopathic doctors, I was misdiagnosed with diseases from a functional doctor, so I'm a little bit hesitant to go to one of them. I'm actually in the process of transferring my doctors to the Cleveland Clinic so I can have a whole system that can treat me, an excellent system, as opposed to going to like one doctor's office here or another one over there. So I do believe that if you have a chronic illness, you need to be your own advocate. If something doesn't feel right, smell right, look right, you need to be your own advocate and not take no for an answer, because you're the only one that knows and lives with your body every day. That's why yesterday when I went to the doctor, I'm like, look, this is not right. It doesn't feel right. I mean, my stomach was distended to the point where I looked like I was 5 months pregnant. I don't really get like that. It was weird. So, oh my gosh, it's 1:45. All right, guys. Well, I need to get moving and I need to finish these reseller boxes and my laundry. So thank you so much for joining me. I loved having you guys on there. Yep, shows you how to, the data course shows you how to see profit and losses. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I did a Poshmark video on titles. I just filmed it and I just lifted it up there. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe or give me a thumbs up. Bye.